Brought to you by The Vault.
Hi, I'm Shy.
And I'm Kathy, and this is our Girlfriends Talk Show where each week we have fun and we spill the tea.
Or the wine. Be sure to find us wherever you listen to your podcast and follow us on social media.
Hey everybody, it's Shy and Kathy with Girlfriends Talk Show, and we've got an amazing show for you today. Shy, which episode
Kathy?
are we on?
We are on episode 17. Right?
You did it right.
I got it because you wrote it down right, finally.
Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
As promised, we're on the Shy and April wedding countdown.
Oh,
So we're at 35 days and counting.
Now I'm starting to get nervous. I wasn't
should.
nervous before.
You should. Because I, on the other hand, because I will be performing your ceremony, am getting prepared.
Reverend Kathy. Right next
Sister
to me.
Kathy.
Sister Kathy. That's what you want to be called?
No, actually.
Sister Kathy to my rescue.
Because you know why?
I'm
That
really
sounds like
so what
sister wives
aren't
weirdness.
It is kind of weird. We do sleep together when you come over. So what, like, I mean, aren't we supposed to be going through some canceling? Didn't you say that you're going to...
Yeah.
When's that going to happen?
I don't know. I'm going to need you
We
guys
got
to
35 days.
loosen up a little bit and be able to drink. Have a shot or something.
Well,
Before
we're
counseling.
dieting before the wedding. So that's a pretty serious thing. Here lately, we've both been hangry, and we have to keep telling
It's the
ourselves...
first test. It's the first counseling
We
test.
have to keep telling ourselves...
So how are you
that
working
we're
through
just-
that, by the way?
Because we keep telling ourselves, after we argue a little bit, we'll look at each other and we're like, this is just the lack of food coming out. This is just the lack of alcohol coming out of our systems right now. We're okay.
Okay.
Everybody's fine. And then we still...
Everybody's fine.
and we still leave kind of aggravated. But
So are you not telling her that you're drinking wine today on Girlfriend's Talk Show?
no.
She doesn't watch or listen?
Well, she does, but I'll take that later when she watches about 3 days from now. So
Okay.
it'll be fine. Let's move it on over to your side now. So you recently went somewhere, and you have a lot of people asking if you are still married.
Yeah, which is
So,
really weird.
I have a feeling they're watching this podcast and they're getting
Well,
some kind of vibes.
I have like a rather significant ring, I mean, that I've had for 24 years now.
But you've had some rather significant comments.
Maybe that's what's happening.
that
I did have to reevaluate Saturday night, and I did tell my husband, I was like, hey, look, maybe we should hang out sometimes in public. Whatever.
I'll invite you next time.
Maybe.
Are you inviting him tonight when we go to our secret
No.
clandestine location? So your intent word for the year was love.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I'm going to say you're failing at it because people are asking you if you're still married.
Oh, I mean, my intent word's not marriage. It's love.
That's a head scratcher.
Not really.
Those two go together, don't they?
Sure.
It's like one key opens up both doors.
Yes.
Marriage, love.
Since I'm marrying you, yes. I mean, I'm not marrying you, but I'm
Kind of
performing
wondering if
your
I
wedding.
should have you as Sister Kathy.
Oh, absolutely. But today's podcast is not about that. It is actually about generations. So the differences in some generations. And this is so interesting. I think if I could go back in time and like go back to college and not focus so much on quarter beer night, I should have been like a sociology major and not one of the ones that just did it because it was easy, but like one of the ones that did it because cultural studies were actually really interesting.
Dig into
Yeah,
it.
so I found all kinds of really cool, like, I don't know, influences and cultural differences. Now, we're going to start with the very important generation that Shy and I are both part of, which is Gen X, which means we're going to leave out two significant generations, including the silent generation, which is also known as the greatest generation. So that's
Is that back in the 30s?
20s, 30s, 40s.
Oh, that was Great Depression and
then-
everything. They had it bad.
The ones we shall not speak of.
Oh,
The
those
boomers.
that are still in the workforce today and won't get out of the way so
Won't
that
retire.
we can move up the ladder.
Yeah.
Those
those guys
Yeah.
and girls. Anyway, so we're going to start with the Gen X. And what I did was I did a little bit of research on what those years are. And so I decided to use the Pew Research Center study because they just completed a huge study in 2015.
Okay.
And it was very in depth, and I'm not going to go and bore you guys with that. But so if you were born between the years of 1965 and 1980, you are a Generation X member. So Shy and I both fall in those. Now, she's a little bit cuspier because she's close to the end of the Gen X years.
Very close.
So she's close to being a Gen X millennial combo. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I got the best of both worlds.
I, on the other hand, was closer to the front end of the Gen X, so I'm all the way. Anyway, so we're known as the latchkey generation. Do you know why?
No.
Because during the time we were growing up, there were more people getting divorces, so more families splitting up, and more mothers going back into the workforce.
Yeah.
And there was not a lot of daycare, so there was not a lot of childcare outside the house. So
I stayed at home by myself a lot.
Like now, it would be illegal.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of kids that would get off the school bus in elementary school, have a key to their house, go in there, lock themselves in until their parents got home from work.
I wouldn't even lock myself in. We wouldn't have to come home until the street lights came on.
See, like after school?
Yeah, I mean...
And then your mom wondered why you had problems?
Every kid in the neighborhood was doing it. We'd go skateboarding, do this, do that, and then when the lights came on in the neighborhood,
My
it was time
husband
to go
was a
home.
latchkey kid, but he was locked in his house with his sister. I'm surprised they're both alive anyway, but because they didn't get along very well. But so yeah.
No, I mean the serial killers back then came from California. They weren't around us.
No. All right. Well,
Right?
we're also known, I guess, we're also known as the MTV generation. In the 90s, Gen X were sometimes characterized as slackers. So there's some pretty significant movies from back then that characterize us that way. As being cynical and disaffected, which basically means we didn't care what happened. It was all about us, right?
Yeah, we were home alone. What does it matter?
What did it matter? Musical genres of grunge and hip hop were very influential because if you think about it, neither one of those genres existed before the late 80s and mid to late 80s and early 90s. And then indie films, they came to be in the 80s and 90s whenever we were young. In midlife, Generation X is known as being active, happy, and achieving a work-life balance.
Yeah.
Which you've really figured out.
Oh, God,
I,
yes.
on the other hand, have not.
You're getting there.
You think so?
It's if you would just take Xanax.
Oh,
You,
that's the key.
you would get there.
Again,
Hakuna Matata.
out there want to just write me a Xanax
They
prescription.
need to make a pill called Hakuna Matata. A little
They
bit stronger
probably
than
do.
a Xanax.
They probably do. You can probably go get it on the street somewhere. Generation X grew up as the computer revolution was taking hold. So
Computer, the big boxes with the little keyboards.
I had a floppy disk that was literally the size of I don't know, it was probably 6 by 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to bring it to class every day. And we programmed it in DOS, which basically meant you sat there and you typed a bunch of code, even though we
all
didn't
about
know
code.
that it was code. I had no idea what it was. And then you'd hit enter after you typed these lines and lines and lines of code.
I wonder.
And it would be like an animated squirrel. And I'm
wonder-
not lying, you guys. It was an animated squirrel. It was a squirrel that was picking up an acorn. And I was like, it took
wonder
weeks and weeks and weeks
if
to enter all
kids-
that code, and it was a squirrel.
If kids these days know what a floppy disk is.
They know what the smaller floppy disks
hard
were. We
ones.
just had this conversation at work today. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you know what? We also were influenced by the fall of the Berlin Wall in Germany,
That was
which
a
was
big
a really big deal. And then the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion.
There were a lot of tragedies.
Yeah, I know. I was reading those to you, and I was like, it's kind of, we are like the survivor of generations. Like, if
Yeah.
we all had to be put on an island, Gen X would come out.
I don't know. The 20s and 30s had it pretty bad.
Yeah, but they're dead now, man.
Well, okay, so I guess we can take on the survivor title.
Well, after Gen X come our dear, dear, dear millennials. Now,
Yeah.
millennials have gotten a bad rap, which is unfortunate.
Well, some things they do are just,
But do you understand?
you shake your head.
You and I both have millennial children.
That's why I shake my head. Because I listen to them, like my son just graduated from University of Lafayette, Louisiana in Lafayette. And just graduated December 20th. In his mind, Now, this is his mind.
Yeah.
He's going straight into a job. Now, granted, he hasn't had a job yet. He's 24. He's going straight into a job making $60,000 a year or more. Just like that. And he's going straight into a management position because he has a degree and he apparently knows what he's doing with any job that he's going to go into. So that's his mindset. And so when he goes and he's putting in these resumes and things, he's not liking what he's hearing about the pay.
I think that might be an individual.
$20,000 a year? What?
An individual issue. Because I work with a lot of millennials that don't have that expectation.
Well, it might be. Who knows?
Millennials were born, though, between I almost choked on myself, 1982 and 1996. So that's both.
So my last child is 96, on the verge of Y.
Yeah. No, your
Or on
youngest
the
child
verge-
is,
Or on the verge of Z.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So millennials on the negative side, okay, they've been described as lazy, narcissistic, and prone to jump from job to job. I don't know. They're also more open-minded, more supportive of gay rights and equal rights for minorities.
Mm-hmm.
They are confident, self-expressive, tendency to be a little bit liberal, upbeat, and receptive to new ideas and ways of living, which I love. I think those are amazing things. I love millennials because I refuse to eat my own young. I mean, I raised 2 of them. So good, bad, or otherwise, whatever they are.
You gotta love them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to love them, but I also have to blame myself. So, yeah.
True.
Anyway, they have been influenced by some very difficult kind of cultural things too, like school violence, the rise of social media, the rise of Google. I remember as a Gen Xer being like, oh my God, I don't even have to ask a question anymore because I can just Google it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most freeing moment of my life. It was like having the encyclopedia right here. And I didn't have to go find the right one. Like,
Yeah, you don't have to go look through it anymore.
exactly. Video games are huge for our millennial friends. And then good old Desert Storm. So speaking of Desert Storm, after Desert Storm, there was a big baby boom, and we lived in a community with an Air Force base. And so there were, at one point, because I had a child, not due to Desert Storm, just by the way, due to stupidity. But
Mine was due to an ice storm.
Oh, well. Anyway, so at the time that I had mine, I mean, it's some kind of storm.
Well, we had to stay warm. I mean, we lived in a little bitty trailer shack.
It was a sperm storm. Anyway, so
Only one made it.
there were 47 babies in the nursery when he was born.
Mm.
And one of those babies, and I have this proof because, of course, I clipped out the newspaper clipping of his name whenever it was in the paper. Because he was born in 1991.
His papers used to be a big deal.
Yeah, newspaper whenever your baby's name was in there. Oh,
It's
yeah.
a big deal.
Her name was Desertia Stormy. And I wonder about Desertia.
I wonder where she's at today.
I do. Desertia, if you're listening, I would love to hear from you.
We want you on the
because
show.
I have highlighted your name in that baby newspaper clipping for a really long time.
Desertia
Stormy.
Stormy.
Desertia
Wow.
Stormy.
So,
Moving on to the baby Z's. I'm gonna let you go ahead, even though I
baby
did the
Z's.
research. You can talk
yeah,
about them.
I mean, add what you will, please. So Generation Z, baby Z's, born from 1997 to 2012.
Yeah, so the ones born after 2012 are nothing yet.
Yeah, you're not even talked about yet. They classify this group as independent and able to figure out things for themselves. Maybe that's not a good thing. This causes Gen X to need less.
No, Gen Z.
Oh, excuse me. This causes Gen Z to need less positive reinforcement as opposed to millennials.
Well, because whenever this was supposedly the way it went. So supposedly the majority of millennials were birthed to baby boomers. And baby boomers did not want to make the mistakes their parents made, which was not recognizing anything that they did. And so they
Gotcha.
overcompensated and chose to recognize everything millennials did.
Which
as
is why
amazing.
Everybody deserves a medal.
A trophy. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody gets a trophy.
That's not right.
But most of Gen Z's parents were Gen X, even though you and I messed that curve up because we chose to have kids way early.
In the U.S., Gen Z babies are on track to be the most well-educated generation. I can believe that. They are also the most racially and ethnically diverse generation, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Unique for Generation Z is that all of the above have been part of their lives from the start.
Yeah, so like all of the technology, so the computer generation, all the social media,
iPhones,
all of it.
well, phones in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's
the
really
iPhone
cool.
launched in 2007 when the oldest Gen Z was 10.
Wow.
So think about it. They haven't known a world outside of an iPhone. So no Motorola Razr, no Samsung Slider, no.
So do you think if they didn't have their phones these days that kids could get to the party
no.
and know where the party's at? Because somehow we did. We knew where, we knew when, we knew what time, we knew the other ones, we knew what was going on around us. We memorized everybody's phone number
Yeah.
because we had to use landlines.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of us had numbers written on our hands.
They were just in my brain, the few
Jessica,
that I needed.
Scott, but
Holly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I wonder if they can make it today without a phone. That would be interesting if you could just take them away and see what they do.
I think I would have a meltdown, honestly.
You would. You would. All right. So when we come back, what we want to do is we want to play a generational game. So we've
So
got
fun.
We've got a what are our guests?
We have
Millennials
special
or
guests. No,
Zs?
so we will have representation from almost all of the, except for the boomers.
Yeah. Well,
all
they're too
of
old. so
significant
They don't know what a
generations.
podcast is.
No, they have no idea. They don't know where to find it either. Anyway, so we'll have the Gen X, the cuspy Gen Xer,
Okay.
aka Shy. We're going to have a millennial representative and the Baby Z representative. When we come back, you guys do not want to miss it.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, by the way, go to YouTube because you're going to want to see what's about to come up next. Hey, you! Yes, you! Watching or listening to this amazing podcast hosted by two of the most dynamic and brilliant women you'll ever meet.
Advertise with us and watch your business grow as big as our heads.
Seriously, hit us up at vault.news/contact and find out how affordable you can advertise on our show.
Hey everybody, we're back, and as promised, we have representation from every single important generation that exists in the United States.
Top of the Gen X, bottom of the Gen X.
I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm at the top.
Just let it happen.
Can you? No, I don't want to. And
I'll
I'm not.
pour you
I
some
will
wine.
not. I will not age.
You don't
gracefully.
age. I mean, honestly, you're younger at heart than probably all of us.
I need to be
Right?
younger.
What do y'all
in-
say?
We talked
It's
about
a
that
close
today. Yeah.
tie. It's a close one.
I mean,
for
they
us.
even said that they were a little about asking questions because you would probably know the answers.
I want to be younger in body and face. That's where I care about. That's literally that's what I care about.
Okay, so then
I'm
we
a Gen
have
X.
top Gen X, bottom Gen X.
I'm a top. Yes, I am.
Then we have millennial, Mary Catherine,
Yes,
Yes.
that's me.
and then we have our what is it?
She's a
Generation
baby Z.
Generation Z. She's our
The
baby
best.
Z.
The
Caitlin.
best
Z,
generation on the
Caitlin.
come up.
You
I
saw
think-
her on one of our last shows.
I think the Z's are going to kick our butts, just to let you know.
Probably
one day,
so.
one day we will.
I was talking earlier. My son was like, "Mom, what's a streak?" And I'm like, "Somebody running naked."
No, that's what I thought it was.
And he explained to me it has something to do with Snapchat, or I guess just anything that you do consistently,
Like your
Yeah,
time
every day.
consecutively every day, as
Like
a
every
streak.
day
Mm-hmm.
And
on
they're
social media.
Yeah.
they're so excited about it. Oh, I talk to this girl every day.
I
for
don't
the
really
last
care about
212 days.
streaks just because I really don't care to talk to people that often. So
Yeah.
I don't really care about streaks.
So
So I
is
know
it
people that are very
Like a
very-
relationship streak?
Yeah,
or
it's
is
kind
it-
of like,
or
oh,
like-
we're so close. Like, we're streaking 2 years now. I mean, I don't know if that's what people
I mean,
say.
literally,
I
if
imagine.
somebody said
2
that to me,
years,
I'd be
that's
like,
quite a
you take off
commitment.
your clothes together every day.
That's what I was thinking. Like a streak.
I imagine that's how they say it, but it's probably not.
I mean, if you're
'Cause I have
really
no
that
idea.
close, I guess you would streak together too.
Probably.
Shy streaks together with anybody.
I do. I love to streak. That's why automatically I was like, naked. But that
Naked.
wasn't
Well, but
it.
no, but like in the 70s, like in the late 70s, and I was only a little kid back then, but like there would be streakers. There, like
Streakers were a
on
big deal.
football games. Like
Like the trench coats.
no,
and the-
No, not
they
even
would
that.
be
No, just
completely
butt
naked.
naked.
But how do you
Butt
get
naked.
from the wherever you're at? Do you just walk
There
from
was
your
no
car
security,
naked
dude.
to
There was
the
no
football
security.
Could you
back then.
imagine?
They would just take their clothes off and then run across like the football
And
field.
see how far they could get.
I always imagine like the guy in the trench coat being like, "Hey, and then just
No.
opening it up
Not like
and
a-
being like, ah.
They weren't like a flasher.
That's
I
a
thought that-
flasher.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference.
I thought that would happen to
See,
me a
y'all know
lot more.
different terms than we do.
That's right.
a
A
flasher.
streaker was just
terms.
somebody that did it for attention and fun, and probably because they were high on either real cocaine or some weird marijuana.
Yeah, because it's not real no more.
Were
Just so y'all know.
there was there bath salts back then? Because
no,
that's
no,
what
Maybe
we
no.
like the whole LSD
Like the
thing,
zombie-
It
you
could have
know?
been LSD.
The hippie.
We
No,
never
none of that
even-
existed.
We never
Mm-mm.
even heard of zombies.
We didn't know
I
what
think
those
that's a
were.
newer. No, maybe not.
Yeah, we
Zombies.
Maybe not.
When did zombies?
everybody in our generation died in quicksand. Everybody went down in quicksand. Like
I was incredibly afraid of quicksand.
every cartoon, everybody went down in quicksand.
every
Gilligan's Island
Oh,
died in quicksand.
I saw
You
a
know
meme
what?
about that. It
What
was like
the thing about
soap operas,
quicksand?
quicksand.
Quicksand. How many times did Stefano go down in quicksand?
A lot.
So
I feel
Marlena
like
died.
we're always killed by robots or
Zombies.
computers or zombies.
Yeah.
No, we were dying in quicksand.
I feel like zombies are more realistic.
The saddest part is I was so scared of quicksand. Like I was like, "Where's the quicksand?"
And we would have rumors like at Louisiana Dunes, don't go there because there's quicksand. And there was a 4-wheeler that went missing with 4 people.
well,
Or
like
the
Mudfest
Bermuda
is
Triangle.
basically quicksand.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Was that a real
I mean, I've
thing?
never
the
been there,
Bermuda
but-
Triangle? That was like a real like
Oh,
scary
you
thing.
were
yeah, that's-
never going to Bermuda because of the
I'm not.
triangle.
Still.
Still,
No.
is it just by like water, or is it
No,
like
it's
plain
just-
and everything?
It's
Plain water.
I
No,
think
it's-
just that
it's
whole
plain.
Just
space.
like in-
yeah.
And ship. Things start to go crazy, things go down. You don't want to go in the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh well. So what we chose to do was we chose to try to stump each other and play a generational game, right? So we printed some images. Again, we highly encourage you guys. If you're driving, don't go to YouTube. But if you're not, definitely check this out on YouTube or vault.news. If you're driving, we're going to try to explain these images to you. So we're going to try and stump each other. So it's kind of a team issue because we're going to have the Jen, Shy and Kathy X. And then we have the Mary Catherine and Caitlin, Z, and Millennial.
Yep.
Against each other.
Oh, they're so close together, they'll know things.
We'll see.
All right. Are
We'll
we
see.
ready? Let's go first.
I
So-
think beauty before age. So that's going to be the Caitlin, Mary Catherine team.
Okay. Let's see if they can stump us. So show us an image, something of
Me first.
Of
and then
cultural
you?
relance for you.
for your generation.
Would
I
you
feel
like
like
a
hers are
phrase
gonna be
or
hard.
an image
It
first?
doesn't matter. Whatever
You just give it to us, and we're
and
going to see if we know.
We're going to see if we can translate it.
Okay, let's see.
I'm really, really nervous because I don't like to play games I
Okay.
can't win.
Hold on. I have to decide which
You
one I
said
want
you were
first.
so organized.
Okay, it's this one. This
Okay.
is the one that I want to show first.
Okay.
Okay.
And it has a caption with it, so it's kind of off of, you can tell that it is from,
I literally can't see it.
is
Okay, so
That's a problem.
from social media,
my
probably
nose
Twitter.
sniffs.
Who is that guy?
Voldemort.
No, but on the
Weird
other
flex,
side.
but okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
Okay.
I kind of understand. Okay, so this is
Voldemort.
Uh-huh.
This is a guy. He has question marks by his face. He's kind of looking like,
I don't even know who
you know,
Voldemort
the
is.
heck?
I do.
Harry
And-
Potter.
Harry Potter. No.
Yes.
Let me
Yeah,
wait.
Harry
Let me
Potter.
translate.
Oh, sorry.
I've got
sorry.
this.
I was trying. I was like, is that who?
Okay.
I've got
Voldemort's
this.
Harry Potter.
Everybody's
So
cringing because I don't
Voldemort's
know
from Harry Potter, and he's a bad guy, right?
Okay.
And he
And
has
so-
this weird snout that's not really a nose.
It's very
just like
freaky.
holes
Yeah.
in his face.
And then this guy right here, he has a regular nose,
Okay.
and he looks like a regular guy, except for the question marks around his head,
So why is he questioning?
because he is saying, "Oh, my nose sniffs," right?
Uh-huh.
And then Voldemort says, "Weird flex, but okay,"
because his doesn't.
because his doesn't sniff.
So do y'all understand the whole concept behind
Yes.
behind
flex?
weird flex? But
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Because he's basically saying, like, why would you tell me that your nose sniffs? I mean, who cares?
Like, that's a weird
It's like
thing
a
to be
weird thing
proud
to
of.
say.
Yeah, so
Like,
weird
flex
flex,
is
but
like-
okay is like. So I'll tell you an example for myself.
Like, I totally
I
understand
tweeted
this.
the other day. I tweeted and said
Yes.
something about today was the first day that I rode in a Tesla, and honestly, it changed my life. And someone commented and said, "Weird flex, but okay."
Yeah.
Like that's a weird thing to be proud of or like so excited about, you know?
So when you flex, you're showing off.
That's kind
Yes.
of like
Shy.
it's kind of like the streaks, man. Y'all get excited about the little things.
But I get
What
this.
is that thing you said today? Big
Bet.
Got that.
Big bet.
So
Yeah.
it's a phrase.
It's a
That y'all
phrase.
use.
Yes.
All right,
But I have
so
to give it like a context.
It's our turn. We have an
Okay.
image over here. All right. Now, this image is going to be something that you may or may not understand. It's a little pixelated man, and he's starting in one block, and then he is another little weird pixelated man that looks like he's running, and then there's another little group of pixelated people, and they look super happy.
So
all right?
3 boxes.
Three boxes.
This is the beginning of my technology childhood.
Ah,
this
so-
is
Yes, is this something
Mary
to
Catherine
do
and
with like?
Caitlin.
Oh, I don't want to say something. And be
Oh, please
stupid.
do. You don't know what this is?
No.
You have no idea.
Anybody
I have a
understands the
feeling-
struggle? Let me tell you where the struggle really.
Wait.
She has no idea.
Wait.
struggle
Is
lies-
this sending a message to someone or like?
Oh my God, please, everybody.
The struggle lies in
Sending a
if you get stuck right here on this first little man right
You
here.
stay on that little
If
man.
you
for a
Is
stay
long
on
something
this
time.
man.
loading? Is something loading on your
Yes,
computer?
You're getting closer.
And there's a particular noise that you would hear.
But you use this same kind of thing every day at
Like
your
a-
job.
It was the only thing
Mhm.
at that time.
But it was
to
the only
use.
communication. This is before I had a phone.
Like email?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but
So
which
what
one? So
email?
Mary Catherine.
AOL.
Thank you.
So-
Good job.
So my first name, like whatever username,
Uh-huh.
my aunt did for me. I think I was like 7,
Mhm.
8, whatever. I don't know.
Was it?
And it was MKM star 93 because I was born in 93.
At AOL.
And I still
.com.
use that to this day.
Wow.
And people
Tradition.
always are like,
So, do you remember Mary Catherine? Do you remember AOL chat rooms?
oh yeah.
Okay, so my oldest son, who was about 8 years old, got my mom kicked off, got her AOL account shut down multiple times because I don't think he understood, but he was in skinhead chat rooms.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah.
Wow.
he was 8.
That's funny.
He was
All right.
8.
All right, Mary.
I mean, he
Catherine,
had
give
no
it to
idea
us.
what he was doing, but they shut her AOL
A savage.
account down.
He's
Yeah.
a savage.
Okay.
All right, Mary Catherine's got one for us. You ready?
So this is
No,
my
I don't think
first
so. 'Cause she's
one.
really like.
Oh.
okay.
Did you ever see these?
Can I?
Wait, yes, because we bought those for our kids.
Okay, perfect.
See, this is why it's unfair. 'Cause y'all have
But
seen
I
all of
have
it.
not
I-
seen that in so long.
Because
like,
this must be the precursor to like an iPod Nano or something,
Yes.
right?
I think
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
do know what this is.
Okay.
Like some kind of MP3 player.
Kind of, but wouldn't you put it around your neck?
Well, okay, so they were all on little like keychains.
I see Brittany right there.
And yeah, and so we would like collect them. I think they gave
Okay,
them in
one
Happy Meals
song?
at
It was
McDonald's
just one
or
song?
something. Yeah, so it was
Uh-huh.
one song for each thing. And
I
so
don't
you would
remember
have
those.
like a keychain full of these little it was called a hit clip.
a
And
head clip.
When it,
That sounds like it's something for
1999.
drugs. Like that sounds like
1999 is when it came out.
drug
and
paraphernalia.
NSYNC, Britney Spears,
All the good ones.
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back.
Gosh, I
All
haven't
right.
seen that since
Mhm.
1999.
And it was so cute, and I just loved.
I don't remember that. Evidently, we weren't hanging out at the
The only thing
McDonald's at
helping
that
me
time.
is I had kids your age. Good
Yeah.
deal.
I'm gonna go for a
Okay.
phrase.
All right, so
But I didn't know what it was called. I'd forgot.
this person has a kid. Do y'all know who this is?
Yeah.
Who is
Kurt
this?
Cobain.
Killed himself at 27.
How?
He,
True.
no.
My cousin would be so disappointed because she's like,
Did he OD? I think he OD'd.
no,
No? He shot himself.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I knew it was one of the
I
two.
knew he killed
Sad,
himself.
sad day. People still think that it was a conspiracy.
Do you
Sad
know
day.
why they know this? Because kids these days are retro. That's why.
I
And
do
they
not
want
like
his
Nirvana.
album.
What's
though.
wrong
I
with
So
just-
I remember, I will tell you
That's
this.
grunge.
I was at my job and I was because I worked in retail, and I was in the back room grabbing something, and the radio was on back there, and I remember them announcing that Kurt Cobain was dead, and I was not a big grunge rock person because I had a little kid, so I was listening to a lot of Barney at that time, but
Love that.
I still knew who he was. I still knew the music. And it was very sad. It was
It was a
like
sad
it was
day.
one of those moments in your life that it's a watershed moment.
Like Michael Jackson. That was
That was hideous.
sad.
That
I
was
was at work
bad.
as well.
for me because I was like old enough to
kind of appreciate him.
Hey, I just
yeah.
want to let
really
your parents
appreciate
know.
him, and
Good job, because if y'all know who this is.
Good job.
it's
job.
not due to my parents. Trust me.
All right,
They had
Caitlin.
nothing
Okay.
to do with Kurt Cobain.
All right.
knowledge.
I
Caitlin's
think
next.
Similar thing. Name who this is.
Because it's meme life, right?
Okay.
Oh wait,
Oh God. Oh, I love her. I love her.
Yeah. Let me see that.
no.
I have
This
no
is
idea.
very
It's a
recent.
picture of a young lady.
This is very
This
recent.
is recent. This is all kind of.
God,
I
you
have
can
not
just
when
do
I'm
so
younger.
much.
I've seen
MK
this.
has more of the younger side of us. I have. You
So
know,
it
more
was
recent
originally a video, and she was like trying something, and she was like,
I've
At
And
seen
then
first
she
she
was
was
like,
like,
well- and then
yeah. At first she was
I've
like,
seen it, but I
I don't
didn't
know
get
about
it.
that. Then she's like,
So
maybe
they've turned this into a meme?
yeah, so it's
So,
like you see
have
how
you
she's
ever
got
heard-
such disgust, and
Yeah.
then she's like, well, and it's kind
so
of
you
like
can do that with really anything in your life.
anything.
You know.
Like I
Why
saw,
are
we saw
not more
one,
famous?
and it's,
We can turn ourselves into memes. I just realized
want to be a
this.
meme.
you could so easily.
No, we
So
totally
easily,
could.
I've turned myself into a meme.
we could do it. We could do it for you.
But
Please.
she's
Oh my
called the kombucha girl because the video she was trying kombucha, which you know what kombucha.
I do.
Yes,
Yes,
so it's
I've-
like some weird health drink
It's
that I'm sorry
fermented.
kombucha people.
It's fermented tea.
And what
Yes.
is it? There's something in it.
Probiotics.
Yeah, but it's
And-
like they call it chewy or chew something.
Chewbacca.
But it has
No,
a very
not
strong
Chewbacca.
acquired taste.
So it's like,
okay?
for example, it'll say
I have-
CHI like up here, and then it'll say children, and then it'll say Chipotle.
yeah, because
so it's like
she's like
things that you-
children
No.
No.
And,
and then Chipotle.
So that's
I
what
gotcha.
people have kind of turned it into.
Okay.
It really
You know-
relates to a lot of situations in my life.
y'all's
Frame of reference.
Entertainment.
yeah, and it is kind of equivalent to like the British.
Very like
Corny.
Yeah.
Off the cuff, kind of like
Corny.
ironic, corny. Yeah.
Remember during the
True.
especially
Well-
the Olympics, whenever they were over there and they were doing like the opening thing, and I'm
We
like,
like
what
a
is
lot
that
of very
supposed to mean?
relatable things, I've noticed. Anything that's super relatable to us,
Yeah.
like we can apply to everything in our life, that's funny.
And see,
I feel
we
like I
on the
look
other
like
hand
this girl.
Humor in it.
were about anything that was not relatable,
No.
including a car that was voice activated. But regardless, because now there are voice activated cars.
I'm also
So
scared and nervous.
this person right here, all right, used to drive a voice activated car.
Yeah, can you see it? Can you see it?
Can you guys tell? Now, we don't only want
Yes.
who the person is, but what that person is
It's
doing.
kind of blurry.
It's
Well, because
David
it's-
Hasselhoff.
Good job. But what
kind
is
of
he
car
doing
did
in
he
that
have?
photo?
Okay, David Hasselhoff came out
Good
with a
job,
song.
Caitlin.
Came out with a
I'm so
song.
impressed that you know that.
I am too. What was his nickname?
I don't know. I remember him being on the SpongeBob movie.
Oh yes, yes, he was the big.
I didn't even know he was on.
Wait,
SpongeBob.
no, he was on. Oh gosh, it's gonna
What
drive
else
me
is-
crazy.
Yeah,
he was
but
on a
that's-
What's he
show.
famous for?
He was.
He was on a show, the beach show, the.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
the running on the sand.
Baywatch.
Baywatch.
Yes.
He was on
But he was on a
Baywatch.
show before that.
He had a car named Kit that talked
Yeah.
to him. What was that show called?
Herbie,
No, that was way back in the 50s, 60s.
Herbie, fully loaded.
No,
That's
that
Lindsay
was-
Lohan.
That's Lindsay Lohan. But then there was I do know that there was another one before that.
This is
It
great.
was. It was Night Tesla. No, it wasn't. It was Knight Rider.
Knight
That
Rider.
was-
Okay.
Knight Rider. And the
Oh.
car's name was Kit, and it would talk to him.
and his
But-
name was Michael Knight.
He when the Berlin Wall was coming down,
Do
He
y'all
just-
know about the Berlin Wall?
Yes.
Okay.
he decided to go stand on the wall and do a music
A
video.
concert because Germany loved him.
And-
East and West
Really? I
Germany.
was about
I
to say,
can
did they even
imagine that.
allow-
I can imagine that. He's got like a.
No,
A
he's
German
literally
look?
standing on the Berlin Wall
Yeah.
in this photo.
Wouldn't
this
that be
photo.
illegal now?
Is he wearing a wig?
Yeah, well, it doesn't exist anymore.
I
No,
know,
no,
but,
dude,
like-
that's his real mullet.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty amazing.
They were rocking it back
I
then.
like that.
All right,
Okay.
next, Mary Catherine.
Yes. Hit us with
Okay,
something.
let's see. Oh,
Is our producer finding this amusing? Yes, he is.
I love this
Oh,
so
wow.
much.
I felt like such a bougie
And I feel
girl.
like I
Oh,
still
yeah.
love this. So in early 2000s.
But we have to guess what this is.
Yeah.
So,
oh, okay, go ahead.
It's
Well, I mean, you could read
a
it.
bunch of body spray.
Yeah.
So it's
It's a
the
bunch
Bath
of
and
glitter
Body
and
like
stuff.
glitter spray and body wash.
But I
and,
feel like little girls. So
Mhm.
I was 7 at this point in 2000,
Mhm.
and
I had bought my little girl
wanted
some of this.
all.
So-
it's body
Body
glitter,
glitter.
inside of lotions and stuff. But
Girl,
it's
I
the
was
roll on.
sparkling.
You know, it had the roll on, like they have roll deodorant
Yes.
now, but it had, and you just would.
And you
So,
just smell like
like-
alcohol and glitter.
So
And you would
everybody
just
at
roll it
the
on.
elementary school was looking like they went to the club.
Oh, absolutely. I feel
Yes.
like we started
Funny
some
story.
drag some way.
Your mom, probably like me, used some of your body glitter to go to the club. I was bartending.
Not Mary Catherine's mom.
I was about to say, do you know my mom?
No.
Yeah, you don't know my mom.
I actually do know her.
I was bartending back in 1999, and I used my daughter's roll-on body glitter to go to work.
That gave you all the tips
Oh, it
and
did.
the advantage, I'm
I
sure.
was the sparkle
I
girl.
still,
Yes.
when I
You
bartended
was
just a couple
shining.
years ago, I used body glitter.
Lit up like the 4th of July, girl.
Like Lush Cosmetics has a bath bomb that has a lot of glitter in it, and I used it one time before work and was literally just like it was falling off. And people were like, "Where are you going after this?"
And it kind of
This is for you. This body glitter is for you.
When you put it on, like it was so strong, it kind of
funny.
stung.
All right, let's give them one.
I have to admit I've never worn body glitter.
No?
You
Not this
should.
one.
Sometimes
You
I
should
still
go to a
do.
festival where like flowers and body glitter and just be super basic.
I'd wear flowers. I mean, like a hippie, but no, body glitter's outside of the scope of what I want to
A
do.
lot of people hate glitter.
With my
they
life.
want it like banished.
I like glitter, but I
There's
don't
a
want it
whole
on
thing
myself.
about it.
I don't know.
All right.
You know I have standards. Anyway, okay. So
Gen X
here's
question.
another
Here we go.
We don't know what those are.
Anyway,
case you're
all right.
wondering.
So I have an image photo.
Oh,
I've got
God,
a
I'm
photo,
nervous.
and I need you guys to tell me who this is, and then I'm also going to accompany this with a question. All right. So, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
tell me who this is. Who is this?
The sex lady?
Somebody thought she was.
Everybody see this?
I
Who's that
guarantee
lady?
you somebody
the
she
sex
was.
guru? You
Nope.
know the old lady? The
Dr.
older lady?
Ruth. No, that is
Okay,
not
Dr.
Dr. Ruth.
That's what I was thinking of.
It's not Judge Judy. It's not Dr. Ruth.
Oh, it does look like Judge Judy, though.
Who is this?
You stumped me on that one.
OMG. I'm so glad I printed
Is
that
she,
out.
like, in politics?
She has this nice
Yes,
red
you're
on.
getting there. She
And
was in politics.
Was she a judge?
No.
Nope.
I will say she was married to a president.
OMG. You've got to
Nixon?
stop it. This is
Nixon.
Nancy Reagan.
No,
This is Ronald Reagan's
oh my
wife.
God.
She was the first lady for 8 years.
Now,
I was so bad in history
she
class.
was the
like,
first.
every class.
She was
really.
the first lady.
to have plastic surgery on her face.
That-
Oh, I love her. I
Yeah.
love that.
She was
Great.
She was the first lady
She
that
looks
I
hot.
ever knew. That I ever knew. But
Oh, I did. I
She
I knew Rosalind Carter because
she
I wanted
had
her name.
a slogan that was really big
Okay,
in the
so
late 80s, early 90s.
Here's our question.
Was
all right.
it,
What was Nancy Reagan's famous 1980s slogan?
Can we get a call? Can we call somebody?
A lifeline?
A lifeline?
Her
They
slogan.
even made buttons and they
Oh, it
passed
was
them out
everywhere.
at school.
What is?
And I remember
I don't know.
I remember in school they would have us color
You guys will
things.
know it when we tell you. It's going to be so sad. You're going to
They
be
would
like,
have
Can
us
we get a hint?
I already feel dumb.
I just want to let y'all know it didn't work.
Well, didn't y'all have competitions in school?
Is it
where
something
you would
dealing
color
with,
things
like,
and
drugs?
turn it in?
Yes.
Okay, so like say no to drugs or
That's close.
don't do drugs. Okay.
Maybe that would
That
have
didn't work either.
Was it the DARE program? Because that doesn't work.
That didn't
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so
You're right. It
drugs.
didn't. None of that's worked. Just by the way, all of you political folks, none of it's worked. It was just say no.
Just say no.
Kind of hinted at
I
it.
know.
I was.
She was right there.
So
Just say
she
no.
was one of the first kind of vocal first ladies, I guess, and she created this Just Say No campaign, and basically you were if somebody asked you if you wanted to use drugs, that you were just supposed to say no.
Just say no. That's what I did.
What happened if they
I
didn't
really-
want
I
to say
really
no? What
Half
if they
the time.
wanted to say yes?
I said no.
You know what I
But
mean? Like,
that could have
that's such a...
she could have turned
Yeah.
into a meme easily.
No,
Yeah.
she's
That would have been a good meme.
I mean, everybody in politics today is a meme.
no, no
Mhm.
doubt.
True. It almost makes me want to
Especially-
go back and like make up for all the lost memes.
Yeah.
You could.
You could.
Retro me?
Oh, the boomers would love that.
Wow.
All right, go
No.
for
Okay,
it.
boomer.
Okay.
Okay, boomer.
All right. Here we go. We're gonna get another one,
see,
Do
Kathy.
you have one that would go
Do
with
we
one of my
have
phrases?
we gotten anything right?
Yes, I
Oh,
have.
it's your turn. It's your turn. I'm at last.
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. You got the little that little hit thing right.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
Oh,
music
yeah.
thingy.
Okay, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is one word, and just tell me what you think it means.
Okay.
Yeet.
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 Scott says that all the time, and I don't know why. I remember last time he said it, I'm like, that sounds stupid. Like, why do you say yeet?
When does he say it?
Like, he was
Gotta use
talking.
your context clues.
He was talking about
Yeah,
this
that's
kid.
why. That's why I'm like, when does he say it?
He was talking about this kid at school that did something kind of dumb, and he was like, yeet.
Does it mean like yikes? Is it like?
Is it something to do with Kanye West?
It's not.
No,
Wait,
that's
you don't
easy.
even know?
No.
Oh, wow.
That's actually easy. But so yeet has got to be like
Come on,
Is it a
Urban
sound?
Dictionary? Is it an Urban
Like-
Dictionary?
No. So
Like yeet.
you can use it in a. Well, that's exactly how you
like
would say
offset.
it. Yes.
Is it
but
like an offset? Like
It's like so.
I've heard it, but I've never
Instead
understood.
of saying like. Okay, so you can use it in a bunch of different contexts.
Like that?
Okay, so sometimes when like I throw something, or if I want to throw something, be like, I'm gonna just yeet this. I'm gonna throw it. Okay, but then you can also use it as like kind of like a gotta go thing, like.
Yeet.
If someone says something,
why
you
do
know
you have
that
to do
like
that with your hand?
I don't know.
if someone says like some fighting words or something, you're like yeet.
Oh,
Or
See,
like
she-
burns like yeet.
If you feel
know,
like if you gotta
so
say
it's like
something
an
like that, you gotta do the,
exclamation.
yeah, kind of like putting like emphasis.
Like-
So YOLO and goat
No, I know.
confused me for so long.
you didn't
It's
know what
there-
goat
and I was
meant?
embarrassed to ask anybody.
She didn't know what goat meant
You
either.
can ask me.
Oh, I know.
Well, I
what
mean,
goat
I know
what
what
it
it
means
I know
now.
what it means now.
But also, did y'all
Yeet.
see
You only live once, and
Joe
goat
Burrow?
is greatest
It
of all
said
time.
the goat, but it was with like the AUE whatever
Oh, yeah.
X, the
Yeah,
Cajun
yeah.
way.
So why don't y'all just say like exclamation point?
Because that takes so much more time.
I mean,
not
just
that.
And it
It's really
doesn't
lame.
sound as
It's
good, like,
grammatical.
yeet.
It's English.
Just
Yeah.
like with hashtags, why don't you just say pound sign?
Ew.
Okay, so the other day I used
Why?
organic.
Guys, that's what it is.
I used the word organic
You gotta-
with my
Gotta
cousin-
wrap it up.
Oh, never mind.
All right.
I can't tell that
Here's
story.
the last very significant
Oh
image.
wait,
I need you guys to know what this is because
that's
it
when
is-
we landed on the moon.
well,
Yeah,
sort of.
it is. But this is also
But this was also
a logo.
used as a
Logo.
a very
For
influential.
MTV.
Thank you. Thank you.
With the
Thank you.
and the
They
flag said
planted the
MTV.
You're right,
MTV
the,
flag.
the moon man.
Mary
Yeah,
Mhm.
Catherine, I am so yes.
Mary
yes,
Catherine Gallagher. Oh my god.
MTV Awards. That's where the Moon Man comes
Yeah.
from.
Yes.
Because this was the top of the hour on MTV because MTV came out in 1981 and I watched the very first day. Anyway, and now they don't have
That's a
music
weird
videos.
flex.
Weird flex, but okay.
All
I am
right,
so happy.
Let's wrap up this episode. I'm sorry that it was a little longer than most, but
I'm not sorry.
it was very
It was fun.
amusing.
Hashtag
And I'll
sorry,
tell you
not
what,
sorry.
some of the things, some of the images, and some of the questions that we did not use today, we will post on our Facebook page. So please go to our Facebook page, Girlfriends Talk Show,
With
and
Shine Kathy.
give it a like first, and then look through these and comment as you please. Give us some more. And
And I got some Urban Dictionary words of the day. Now, let me tell you, every single one of these generations is defined in the Urban Dictionary, okay?
Mhm.
So, here's Gen X, right? We're criticized for being slackers, but we survived the boomer generation. That would take the energy and initiative out of anybody. All right.
Yeah.
The millennials, those millennials and their man buns and their hip hop and their Instagram.
those man buns, I swear.
And our Gen
love a good
Z
man
friends,
bun.
our baby Z friends, I can't stand those Zoomers. All they do is use their phones all day to play Fortnite and watch TikTok videos.
Oh, fork knife.
So
I
they
just learned
call
what
them
a TikTok
Zoomers?
was.
Yeah,
I
you
guess
call them
so.
I
Zoomers,
guess
like
that's what I'm
boomers.
called.
Zoomers.
Oh no, I hope we don't have to like
All right.
disgrace you like we go. Anyway, girlfriend tip of the day, which is what we end every single episode with. There is something to learn from everybody, except
Boomers.
boomers.
No, you know what you can learn from them? Stay at your job till you're a century-year-old. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure if you just listen to us on Spotify and
Your Apple
Podcast, be sure to also watch this on YouTube because it's very comical. And find us on Facebook. Until next time,
Stay girlfriends.
girlfriends.